have to get this skunk onto the top of my station wagon, tie him down, drive him to the same old spot.
But my car, just from being in the driveway for that long, just smelled so bad, and I had to drive around in this car smelling like skunk. All my clothes that were in the house were smelling like skunk, and you couldn't get away with it.
We went skating, and my skates smelled like skunk, and I had to put this stuff in it that made it smell like vanilla, but it didn't make any difference. And it smelled up my locker, and this girl who had the locker on top of mine always yelled at me to get them out of there.
Teachers used to yell at her too to get her skates out of the locker.
I teach part-time. Back during the skunk crisis, my old briefcase was there in the house, and it just reeked of skunk for a long, long time. I think that up to 6 months after the event, I could go into the class, I'd open up my briefcase, and at least one student in the class would say, "What's that smell?"
They can squirt their liquid a long distance, and they have a very good shot, so you always have to be watching for that.
You could see the skunk spray in the air. It was kind of like this yellowish green mist.
No, I'd say it's a clear mist. Yeah, it's just like a spray bottle.
One of Leslie's many, many skills is we discovered that Leslie could talk to skunks. And at first, the skunks always let issue their full stench when he came along, and then by skunk number 3 or 4, he started to kind of make them feel a lot more comfortable, and he would just talk to them and say what a nice skunk they were, and just in a really wonderful tone of voice, and he didn't get skunked.
I do it again the next day for skunk number 5. Turns out that there's a skunk number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got the trap set. And then we're going to put in the bait. Brunswick sardines. Lemon sauce.
And I was in full admiration of him for that, because, well, for the whole process, because you never would have gotten me out there to remove the skunks, but he's got a lot of courage.
Number 11 was a little skunk. He was just a little guy, little cute kind of a creature. By now, I'm feeling kind of comfortable and familiar with them, and feeling really cocky that they're, sometimes they'll spray and do that thing, and other times they don't at all. This little skunk, he was real friendly. And I found I could take little pieces of hot dog and put it right up through the, the wire in the cage, and eat it out of my hand.
There are no skunks in Nova Scotia.
Number 12 is next. There's a number 13. At number 13, somebody tells me that skunks have litters of 12 maximum. So I figured this has got to be the end. This has got to be the end. Lucky number 13. But I reset the trap. I get number 14, number 15, and finally number 16.
Fortunately for me, I was away for, I think, skunk number 11 to 16. So I didn't have the full brunt of the cycle. Yeah, but the whole thing was quite trying on the family, as you can imagine, and trying on our relationship. For 20 years, I've been asking for this wire mesh to go around the house. So it was one of those 2-hour jobs that took 20 years to do.
It was an icy winter day in February there with the delivery of the final skunk. Skunk number 16, I wrestled to the top of the car. Now, there's a lot of snow on the ground, so the way I'm doing it these days is that I have the trap in a sled, I haul the sled to the car, then I lift it up and tie it down on top of the station wagon and head on up the road. The roads are really slippery that day, just icy beyond belief. In order to get to my desired location, I have to go around Porter's Lake, and there's kind of a high embankment there, and I'm just driving down the road. I'm trying to drink coffee at the same time that I'm worrying about the skunk on the roof, and I'm retuning the radio, that kind of thing. And I go around a corner and I lose control of the car. Skunk's still on the top. He's tied on there. But I go off the road over there. This is before they put the guardrail on. If the car had gone over the cliff. We would have been down there in the lake, through the ice. It would have been pretty bad news for me and the skunk. I still feel a certain amount of guilt for having them removed from my home, but we're all a little bit happier, and I think maybe they'll do okay up there. And this is where I set all the skunks free, 15 kilometers from my home in the wilderness. But I come back there a year and a half later and I see this big sign that says, future site of housing subdivision, 500 1-acre lots.
I'm probably not to blame if I lost all track of you and someone else arrived to take away all your pain and make the sacrifice. Who made all the rules? Who changed the scenery? Found reason in the night to bring the Milky Way so close to being right. The rain. I'm just a tourist here, can't find a place to stay. I've been here once before and it